with your presentation. Then we'll discuss some questions from our audience. I will share my screen and show this question to you. And then I will finalize with my short presentation. And we'll also check. I saw that you check some points, some mistakes, and I also do the same job, so we can compare. And
sure, definitely, it would be interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Nice. So how long have you been in product management? I checked your LinkedIn profile. I believe like more than 5 years, right?
Yeah, I think more than 10 years. So
it's interesting.
It's like 11, I think, years in product management and near 5 years in like chief position.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Yeah. So in my team in Skyeng, it's like 60 plus product managers. So it's a big team.
It's huge. Great.
Nice. So that's why I do lots of job interviews and all of these things. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So what does Skyeng do? Like
Skyeng is an educational company. It's about English and mathematical educational, like online educational with the teachers. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it's mostly operating in Europe. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's nice. Educational is a cool business because it really helps for people to get more knowledge and other things. So yeah.
Got it.
Nice. Yeah. So waiting for our attendees and participants, and also we will start streaming on our YouTube channel. So we will see us on YouTube also.
Sure, definitely. You can see my screen, right?
Yep, I see your screen and all of our attendees on YouTube.
Got it.
Yeah, nice. So you also use Google spreadsheets for presentation, as I see.
We love Google Sheets, and also we love this Google Slides.
Yeah, I think it's a cool tool for product manager, like with Google Slides or Google Spreadsheets. Yep.
So what happens, like if you are in an early stage or a semi-stage startup, so like a lot of things revolves around Google Sheets and Google Slides because it's kind of an easier to collaborate with your team members.
Yeah, it's really useful. And if you have like distributive team, as Skyeng, it's really helpful for whole team because because our Skyeng team operating from, I think, 30 plus countries, so it's like over the world team.
Got it.
Yeah, we should use some other tools. Yeah.
Have you been to India?
What?
I would love to invite you to India.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah, so 3 minutes and we'll start.
Yeah, sure.
In which city are you today?
I work in like my company is based in Bangalore.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been staying in Bangalore since a year.
Nice. Yeah, I want to visit Bangalore this year. I didn't know which month, but I think maybe it will be summer. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because a lot of guys from our community also live in Bangalore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we'll make some meetups and so on with our community.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah. In comments, guys say it's Silicon Valley of India.
True that. So the essence of Bangalore is like, if you want to start any startup, Bangalore is your perfect opportunity because you get a target like customer base from every aspect. So that's why like every startup first like grows from Bangalore itself, and then they spread their branches.
Because it's easy to find a team in Bangalore, or because it's more, because it's the best audience for
Correct.
also something like that.
So the thing is, in India, IT opportunity is more in Bangalore. So in Bangalore, you'll find locals less, and you'll find people from other states more.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Yeah. So I think we can start. And
yeah, sure.
You can make some short introduction yourself for our viewers.
Yeah, sure. Hi, viewers. Shall we start?
Yep.
Hi, all. So my name is Bhaumik Shah, and I work as a junior product manager with Zolo Stays. So just to give you a small context about Zolo Stays, Zolo is into PG accommodation, PG and flats accommodation and rental housing. It's a co-living space in India, which has emerged to be India's largest co-living startup. So now uh, I have a product management experience of 2 years. So in this session, I'll give you a walkthrough about what are the early product manager mistakes that what are the product manager mistakes that an early product manager does, and how you can eventually turn your mistakes into a lesson. So shall we begin?
Let's start.
Yeah, sure. So I'll give you a brief. I'll give you a brief walkthrough of 15 product manager mistakes, which I feel they are critical from your growth as well as professional point of view. So the first, the first which I've realized is always like sometimes you often think product managers often think customer requirements is equals to product requirement, but it is actually not. So customer you might feel like, yeah, this is the requirement of a customer, and you want to eventually take up this feature in order to solve this particular requirement. But before going deep into it, you need to first think over it, whether is this requirement really required at this stage, or can this be prioritized at a later one, and what problems will this requirement solve if you try to build a product around this. So this is one major mistake which I feel sometimes product managers often get confused between customer requirements and product requirements. The second is like not introspecting your weekly performance with your reporting managers. So what happens is like you being a product manager, you do your job, you have your daily tasks, but and you also report your you also send your updates, weekly updates to your reporting manager. But do you actually introspect with your reporting manager, like this is the feature that let's say a feature A which you have delivered was there, and how do you like if you introspect, then do you think was there any other way by which can this feature be like improvised, like, or you can build a better version of this feature, so that if you keep this practice, then moving ahead a few years down the line, like it will add quite a good value to your growth. So I believe like this is also a second mistake, which is kind of a critical, that you need to always introspect with your reporting managers. If sometimes you may know, your reporting managers will always be busy. So you just need to find a time, a few minutes of time, and introspect your weekly performance. Was there anything which you could have done better, or what are the things which you missed and you plan to do in the next week or in your next sprint? Next, next is not having a proactive communication. So sometimes in big organizations or in you work in you work at an intersection between quite 3 to 4 teams, or even 7 to 10 teams. So you need to have a proactive communication between this among all the team members. So by proactive communication, what I mean to say is, if there is any blocker from your end, or you feel this your product feature is not moving ahead because these are the blockers from external entities or due to external factors, you need to have a proactive communication among all the team members that yeah, this is it, this is the reason why we aren't being able to move ahead, or we aren't being able the progress has been stopped. So if you'll have a proactive communication, then it will be quite useful to you in the long run. The fourth is overlooking copy and design. So what I believe is sometimes product managers neglect the copy and designing team inside the organization, which I believe is also one of the main aspects. Like product managers, since product managers work at an intersection between growth, business, and marketing, and as well as technology. So you also need to be in good terms with your marketing team, and you need to see each and every copy and design. You need to understand how it will impact your customers, like how like how your design will lay an impact in the minds of the customer. So this is also one other important aspect, that designs and copywriting is also a critical part of the product manager's job. And the fifth is spending more times in stand-ups. So sometimes what happens is, like you don't need to you don't need to solve your discuss about your solutions in your daily stand-ups. The stand-ups should not last within more than 10 to 15 minutes. Why? Because stand-ups are meant for daily updates about what work has been done before, and what work have you planned today among the teams. And stand-ups, what happens sometimes, like you often spend too much time in discussing about the stand-ups, that you sometimes a product manager often loses a track of time, and they have any other priorities, like let's say there comes other meetings, there comes other stakeholder management meetings, and there happens to be a backlog in your features. So spending more time in the stand-ups is also one of the mistakes which are and like which should be looked upon. Sixth is the customer empathy. So tell me one thing. Sometimes early stage product managers, what I believe is, lack customer empathy. Like if you are building a particular feature, then do you actually get on the field, or do you actually think from the minds of the customer that, hey, you are building this product? So the first question should be, why are you building this product? What is the problem statement, and how can you relate with your customer? What happens is, we sometimes product managers also build the products from assuming that they are themselves the customer, but it is actually not. Interact with the customers on field, take interviews, ask customers about your feedback, ask them what problems are you facing with your product, and analyze them, and then come to a conclusion that if you will develop this, build this product, how can you relate with the customer, what problems will it solve, and what would be your not end metric. Next is saying yes too much. So what happens is here product managers often say if you talk about the early stage product managers, like they would often say yes to every feature and requirement, or say yes to every segment of the team, every features, every prioritization, and every road mapping suggestions in the team. So the thing is, what happens is, if you try to handle many segments of in your organization, then it may create a backlog, and as well as it can ruin your current product structure. So learn to say no. Like, you need to say no to all the, like, sometimes there may be a chances that you need to say no to 99% of your product requirement features, because why? Everybody is the stakeholder from their own perspective who gives you the requirement. It is the job of the product manager to first analyze what are the current data metrics, what's the current data. If you say yes to this product feature, then you need to analyze, like, is there any tech bandwidth among your organization that you can take up this feature? Can this feature be taken up in the next sprint? Or this is like, sometimes what happens is, you already have a solution without taking up this feature. So uh, what I believe is, product managers often need to learn to say no. The eighth is the making quick decisions without framework. So what happens is, sometimes PMs often make quick decisions without actually building a framework. So let's say you have got a problem statement and you need to develop a feature around it. But if you directly jump in and make your decision that you will drive this feature in XYZ way, or you will take this matrix, so it will solve this. But in the long run, this isn't a viable solution. Why? Because first, for any product requirement, you need to build a framework around it, about how your product framework would be, what are the metrics which you will track on a daily basis, and how your decision will impact your current product, and also what impact can it lay in your product in the long run, over 30, 60, or 90 days of time. The ninth is not insight or initiative driven. So for the product managers, this is for every product managers, and majorly this relates with the aspiring and early stage product managers. Like, PMs needs to be insightful and initiative driven. The co-founders, CEOs, and the organization loves PMs who takes initiative. Even if you are failing it, they would love it because you have taken an initiative. Always keen, take an initiative, take one initiative every month, and you'll eventually learn from it. And don't worry about the result. And the insights, uh, PMs usually should have come up with insights on weekly basis. So by insights, what I mean to say is, if you come up with the let's say, if, hey, you have rolled a feature of booking confirmation on the website, or you have revamped the booking flow on the app. So you analyze the user journey, you derive the insights, and you share it among your product team, or also among the stakeholders. So if you come up with the insights, and if you keep this practice of coming up with different insights, then it will add, like, you will become a rockstar product manager. Trust me, this actually, I have inculcated this practice in me, and trust me, over the long period of time, it's very helpful. Not driving the product adoption. So by this statement, what I mean to say is, sometimes what happens is, PMs often releases a feature, and they think that their job is done. They'll track the metrics and they'll share the report with everybody. But in a tech plus operations based company, usually it is the PM's job to ensure that product adoption is being driven. And by product adoption, what I mean to say is let, let, it is the are your users actually adopting this feature? So let's say you have an internal product, and you have in your internal product you have built this feature for your operation managers or your hub managers. So you need to see that since you have launched this feature, now you need to come up with a strategy that how you will drive adoption of this feature among your hub managers or among your operation managers, and track on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that what was your adoption rate. It is possible that only 90% of them won't adopt in the first go. But if you come up with your strategy, spend some time after rolling out the features, uh, spare some days in driving the adoption, then trust me, this your product like this is also will add an value in your driving adoption growth, like in whatever features you release. 11th is not being metric focused. So what happens is in many times in often in startups, PMs often get busy in like as I said before, drafting the PRD, syncing up with the stakeholders, and in the weekly, bi-weekly meetings. Here, what happens is you PMs often lose the track of tracking the metrics. About their PMs should inculcate a practice of tracking the metrics on a daily basis. Whatever product you release or whatever features you release, you need to track a metrics and send an uh, send a notification or send a reminder to send to all your stakeholders that this is the metric, this is the improvement over 7 day, 1 week, 1 month, and over the quarterly period of time. And if someone asks you, okay, hey, if any person, even from outside of your organization, asks you, okay, hey, what are the metrics of your XYZ product, or what are the metrics of your XYZ feature? It should be like on your lip that you need to be able to say in an instant, hey, I launched this feature and it drove an adoption of 30%, and it was this got increased to 110% over this XYZ period of time. And trust me, like always value your teams. In product management, what happens is if you launch any feature or if you work on any product, if you get a failure, then it is the PM's responsibility. It's the PM's ownership that this product has been failed. But if your product is successful, then the share gets like you need to thank your tech team and all the stakeholders. Like whatever feature you release, thank uh, be thankful to your tech team, and hey, go to them and say that hey, this is the metric. Like over this period of time, since you have worked on this feature, this is the end result of it. And trust me, the tech team or the developers would be very happy to know about this. 12th is not keeping the transparency. So by this, Google Sheets and of like in startup, like you should always maintain the transparency about what work you do, what is your daily task, at what time are you spending in a particular task, how much time have you delivered in your other tasks as well. So by this, like sometimes if you see over a 1 month period of time, and if you have a transparency in your work, then you will realize that hey, I spent my time here, I could have utilized this time, and I could have improved, and could have used my time in working on this feature B, which I have currently taken. So always keep a practice of tracking your time, whatever work you do. Make you keep 4 quadrants. like the time being spent on your particular product, your daily tasks, the time you have dedicated to drive an initiative, or like from your working hours, how much time you are dedicating it, and what are what's the outcome of it, like how much effort are you putting up in your particular task. So if you have this transparency, then over the period of time you'll have a clear vision and goal how to prioritize your time ahead, and how to improvise it. 13, not setting the KPIs for your product. By this, PMs always need to have a practice of setting a KPI, like always keep a target. See, product management is that niche job, that job or field, whatever you say, is that niche where you need to set a KPI for your product, your feature, that hey, in this 1 month I'm setting this KPI that I want to achieve 20% of the growth by this feature, and I'll get it done by either whatever efforts, either by hook or crook. So what happens is, if you set your KPI by 30%, then it is possible that you can achieve up to 10 to 15%. But that's also a good sign, because since you have kept your KPIs, you know your North Star metric, that you need to move ahead in this direction. So this will eventually be helpful to you in setting up your targets, that hey, you want to launch a product in this timeline. If you set this ABC KPIs before this, and you'll tend to achieve XYZ. So this will inculcate a healthy practice among you to set your KPIs and metrics on every weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. 14, not being authoritative without authority. Sometimes PMs often think that since I don't have any authority, I can't take decision, or I can't give any feedback on this. So the real essence of a product manager is, like, product managers need to be authoritative without authority. This, like, not every PMs can get to learn this easily, but if you inculcate a practice from your daily task, like you'll definitely be have an aura of authority without being authoritative. By this, what I mean to say is, like you want to roll out a feature XYZ, but since different stakeholders are saying that stop this product, like no, we don't want to roll out this feature. So product manager should have the authority that yeah, not authority, like product managers should be authoritative, that they should be like, they should present in such a way that like their decisions are being heard. 15, the last is PM. Product management is not about writing PRDs. So writing PRD is just a 10 to 20% of the PM of the real product management. Your core product management starts after writing, after delivering the PRDs. You do your handover, you track them, you work with the development team, tech team, you work with the designers, you drive how you drive the adoption, and how you manage the product. So you product managers shouldn't be shipping more products, but instead PM's job is to solve customers, ship less products and solve more customers' problems. And yeah, so sometimes if you feel part of your PM journey is the end, but it can be an unison beginning. So just think over it. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. Yep, a lot of really useful tips from you, and I'm as a top manager of a company, so a lot of times these mistakes from a product management team. So really thanks you for your feedback, for your slides about this. Yeah, it's
thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot, Michael, for this opportunity. Like, it's really insightful sharing among the product aspiring product managers.
Yeah, and of course, it really helpful for all to make presentation, and you understand more about your ideas, about other things. Yeah,
Definitely.
and our dear viewers, do not be shy to ask questions from us as today's speakers. So you can write your comments, you can write your questions, and we also share our ideas. Yep. So comment about nice insights. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you, Shrikant.
Yeah. And by the way, maybe you can share some your one or two real examples of your mistakes. Maybe.
Okay. So honestly speaking, these are all the mistakes which I did in my real life at Zolo.
Because manager always making mistakes. It's
true. And trust me, like since like on a short notice, I pinged like I was skeptical about on what topic should I take. Then what I realized, like if it would be great if I share the mistakes which I actually did among the viewers, so that they can learn from it, and it would be a quite insightful for them. So these are all the mistakes which I did in my product management journey.
Okay, nice. So this time we can discuss some questions from our audience.
Sure.
They already sent some questions to our form. So I will share screen. Yeah.
Sure.
So you should stop sharing screen, and then I will start. Nice.
Good.
Yeah. This one. Yeah. So let's check. Today we have not a lot of questions, but it's really interesting questions. So let's check. Some question about mistakes as today's topic, like top 5 things on your opinion, like the biggest mistake maybe.
Okay. So first things first, product managers should learn to say no. Never take too many things. Sometimes you'll be given 3 to 4 projects to handle in at a same time, or even 2 projects. Find yourself comfortable in what project you want to do, where your interest lies, and in which segment of product management do you actually want to be. So if your interest lies in growth, you can become a growth product manager. If your interest lies in working in building the B2B products, then you can become a B2B product manager. If you're obsessed with on the demand and marketplace, then you can become a consumer facing product manager. So these are the things. And also like always try to be like have an influence among your team, drive an aura. Like if you're a new in your organization, go out, speak. Product manager, like people love product managers who speak a lot. Like you need to be having conversation with all the teams of among your organization, not even your departments, among all your organization. You need to know like what's the core, like you need to know the who's the go-to person of your particular requirement or your particular request.
Yeah, nice. And let's check next one. Next question from our guys. Yeah, it's also interesting question about hot topic like PM interview.
Okay. All right. I have a very good explanation for this. So first of all, never feel too broken about it, because it is just your stepping stone to towards your PM journey. Now, since you have failed a PM interview for a big companies, often would look out for a matured and experienced product managers. So all first things first, try to like analyze the products, download apps, download the apps whichever you like, write blogs, draw your insights, think how you can solve, think what are the problems which a company is facing and how you can solve this problem. Write articles, write blogs, even if you're comfortable, all draw your, like there are ample of YouTube videos out there. You can learn about wireframing, you can learn about how you can design, how you can write a PRD. Writing a PRD is also one of the talent. Like not all product managers can write a PRD in good essence. So if you know all this, then approach, like find a mentor, like who can guide you, or always take feedbacks. Like if you take more, like always try to take criticism. If you won't take criticism, then you won't be able to move ahead. And last but not the least, instead of approaching directly in a bigger company, first try to work in a startup that will add more value, like that will give you more experience in becoming a good product manager.
Cool, nice recommendation. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I think as a junior product manager, if you want to be a junior product manager, you should try a lot. So
Exactly.
you go to one company, to next company, to 20 company. Yeah, do not stop. It's the main thing, I think, because yeah, sometimes you get failed. It's okay. Yeah, you make so many fails as a product manager, so you should try to find the right job for you. Yeah,
we have one question in a chat. I would like to take this up.
Yeah.
How can you find a mentor? So find the peers among you who can inspire you or who are already in the product management field. There's a feature on LinkedIn uh, that you LinkedIn recommendations, that you get matched with the people around you. You just go, you ping them, connect with them, build a network around you, and like if you directly approach anybody that, hey, I want this guidance or that guidance, like it won't add a value to it. First you do like you do something, you build something, you write something, write on Medium, or share your thoughts about a particular product and approach them. Hey, I just want your feedback around this, can you help me? And later try to build a conversation, try to turn him from a network to a friend. Then he will actually like once you build a repo, once you build a connection, then it would be easier for you to find a mentor. And now second question, what should you expect from a mentor? Now the most and important thing which I would say is criticism. Like if you are getting a harsh or true criticism, don't never approach your friends. They won't be interested in giving you feedback, or if they'll give you, they won't give you true feedback. So from the mentor's perspective, always be ready to take criticism, always be willing to take feedbacks. I love people who give me feedback. I always take feedbacks on a weekly, on a daily basis from the people around me, which eventually helps me to improve myself. This will also help you to improve from your personal as well as your professional point of view.
Cool. Yeah, I will also add some ideas to this question. So
Yeah, sure.
finding a mentor is a really similar situation as PM interviews, because to find a mentor, you should make a lot of effort, like like finding a job. So usually when I get this question from students and other guys, I said, yes, you should write minimum maybe for 30 plus people as a mentor, and like 20, 25 maybe they say no to you because they focus on other things, they do not have time, and it's absolutely okay. You should find only one mentor. So your job, you should write as many mentors potential as you can find. And it's really similar as PM interview. Yeah, you do not feeling broken about this. You should motivate yourself and write once more time to these guys and to these companies and find right mentor for you and right company for you. Yeah.
True that.
Okay, let's check. Next question. Like some strategy to find some jobs to be done, like customer scenarios. Yeah. How maybe do this thing? Yeah. Can you share some ideas, maybe?
Okay. So one of my favorite strategy to find customer insights is I love analyzing my customer queries. Try to analyze your what your customer is looking for. Try to analyze your support tickets. What are the problems they are facing? Like you'll definitely find answers. So what you the best my best go-to practice is what I do is I analyze my support tickets and I segregate down into various buckets based on the categories. And if I feel this is the category which requires more attention and is should be taken up on priority, I get to derive my what kind of job is needed to be done in this particular segment. So like just observe the things around you. The answer is like just in your just around you.
Okay, cool. Yep. Let's check next question. Most first time. So I think we have discussed a lot of mistakes today as your examples. So let's check next one. Yeah, some costliest mistake on your career or maybe in my career.
Okay.
So, yeah, like worst experience. Maybe you already get some.
I would love to answer this, and I would love to share my real life experience.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So the costliest mistake of my product management career was earlier I took up a project which was kind of not a product focused and not product driven. So this was the thing, like I didn't learn to say no to taking up a particular product or taking up a particular project. So sometimes over the period ahead, like even if you want to like hand over a particular project, you can't, because there are some dependencies or there are some blockers which are irreplaceable. And like product management has always been fascinating for me. Like as of now, I never had any kind of worst experiences, but there were times where sometimes you feel like how should I move ahead, or how should I put my more efforts in driving a product or solving the product. So yeah, so far so good.
Yes. So thank you for this sharing. Yep. And we got a lot of questions in the Q&A section. So,
yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah, let's check. There one of question. How does your day in Zolo look like? Can you share something with our viewer? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So my should I take it on screen?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So a particular day at Zolo in my PM role looks like on like my day starts with the analyzing the what are the daily what are the previous metrics, and after that we have the stand-ups, daily pod-wise stand-ups. Then we sync up with various stakeholders, drive the, like if we are working on any of the product, then writing the product requirement documents and wireframes, along with analyzing the data, like what is the current data you have, and what can be the impact which can lay over a brief period of time. And since you are a product manager, you often need to you don't like you not only work with the tech, you need to sync up also with the sales team from the with the marketing team as well. If you are working on the consumer facing, then like you need to be in constant touch with the marketing team, because you also hold the ownership of design and automations, customer retentions and engagement point of view. And yeah, so that's the like that's what a day looks like in my PM journey.
Okay, let's check like next question. So the first one is about why did you want to become product manager, and what is your previous experience? Yeah.
Okay. So since after I graduated, I had an option of taking up. I did my graduation. I'm a computer engineer. So like after graduating, I had an option of either taking up a job as a developer or to do something different. So since my college days, I was a kind of keen. I had a keen interest in analyzing different startups, and I had a love passion towards startup or any products which any startup builds around it. And after that, I came across a product management course there, and I thought like either like I just dropped my job offer as a developer, and I'm basically from Mumbai, so I hopped to Bangalore, and I pursued a product management course, and it was a post product management offline course, and it was kind of a great insightful for me. And moving forward, that gave me a goal that yeah, this was what I wanted to do. Like I like to build products and having an empathy around the customers, and solve their problems.
Yeah, and the third question is also about career. Let's check it from Sonam Londe. Yeah.
What question? Which question?
Yeah, you are suggesting to start from start as PM. Yeah, but like
you are suggesting to start from startup as a PM, but most of the startups do look for the people either with the management degree from top colleges or experienced PM who has been working in that domain. All right. Just to answer your question, Sonam, what happens is not all startups look for the PMs with experience. So if you are an aspiring product manager, just approach the early stage startups, and not don't directly approach the early stage startups. First, build a portfolio. Always, I advise you to always to build a website, and to build a website in your domain, and uh, show your products, show your assignments. Just you can Google about product management assignments or product management questions, and you'll get a list of product management questions. You build and you work around it. You develop your products. You build your portfolio. Seek feedback from your connections on LinkedIn, and approach your startup and approach the startup. And trust me, you'll definitely land into a PM job one day. And the best thing is, if you get an opportunity to start as an intern in any startup as a PM intern, then it's the best for you.
Okay, let's check one question from our chat. So,
yeah, sure.
This question, I read this. What kind of mistakes do you think would cause irreversible setback to the product?
Okay. So one major mistake which I would like to highlight is, if you are building on a product, or if like let's say a product can be from three perspectives. One, it would be from the demand side of perspective. One would be from your business side perspective, and the third would be your long term product, which you don't have a clarity on it. So if you are building any product which is which is taking, like, which you have a long term vision for it, which you have a roadmap to launch after 6 months or after 1 year of time, and at that moment if you turn back and see that no, I am still not ready to launch this product, then it can cause a irreversible setback that you won't feel an empathy around it building it ahead. So it is advisable that you have a proper analysis, you have a proper feedback about what product you are building in the long term, so that you don't make any mistakes, or you don't have a feeling of setback in the long run.
Nice. Yeah. So we check a lot of questions today.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Yeah. As a next step, I will share my screen and also share some my ideas about product managers' mistakes.
Definitely.
And, yeah. And
I would love to learn from it.
Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, it's here. So let's start. I think everyone knows something about me. I'm a product director at Skyink. It's more than 60 plus product manager in my team. So it's really, really huge team. And I working a lot, as a product manager and as a chief product officer also. So it's like 10 plus years in a product manager. So I want to share some things that I saw in young product managers' mistakes. So usually it's like portrait of a nice product manager, like I am the smartest guy in this room, and yeah. But it's not exactly true about product manager, and I will share some things. The first one for junior product manager. Of course, if you newbie in some old team with old developers, with old product, it's some mistake if you don't make some right contact with your developers team, because developers can hate you or something like this, and they can say something to your boss, to your leader, and the leader can prefer the maybe team lead of this old team than you, and you can be fired from this team because you don't have the right soft skills, the right ideas how to work with your developers team.
Got it.
The second thing, and you have said about this, sure, it's about synchronization with your boss, with your leader. And as I see, it's the main mistakes of a middle management. So the first one is a mistake of a junior products, and the second one is mistake of a middle product manager. Because as a middle product manager, you know how to work with developers, you know how to work with your users, but you do not have a lot of experience how to work with your leader sometimes, and it can be some something bad for you.
Got it.
So things it's quite obvious. do not lie for everyone.
True that.
Do not lie, do not make some intrigues in your team and in a separate team, and in different team of your company. Don't make these mistakes. Next is about product manager should be some pusher guy. Product manager should push his or her team to make a lot of things. So and product managers should help for developer team, for design team, to remove some barriers from the day-to-day work. So do not make slowdown of your team, and as other things, make like one set of values from your team. It can be values about your customers, it can be values about your business, it can be values about your product or some technologies in your product. It's not matter, but you should have some one set of values with your team, of course. As the next one, It's like do not be like not very good in your team. Yeah, because it's you can easy check it in your team. You can ask you can ask someone to ask your developer about what do usually do your product manager in your team, and then you can check answer from your developer. And this point is about that whole your team should understand what is your role in your team. Why are you so important in your team? Why are you a leader of a team? Because you can compare it with developers. Developers have quite they have a quite clear understanding. They do the product, they do code, and they make something, and you can touch this product. But what does the product manager do? Sometimes team doesn't know about this, and it can be a problem for a product manager. Yeah. Like sixth one is about politics. It's more valuable about like a big companies like Microsoft, like Amazon, because it's a lot of departments, a lot of things, a lot of career movements and something like this. And sometimes product manager involved in some political things into a company, and it's quite dangerous things. Do not playing with this. Yeah, because it's strange. It's not about product. It's not about business. It's not about your customers and your team. Yeah, do not play in politics in your company. If you want to play politics, yeah, you can install some app game in your phone and play in politics there, but not in your company. Yep, and like some small checklist for product managers, for junior and middle product managers, I make this one. So firstly, at least once a month, trying to get clear feedback from your management. Yeah, it's really important. You should feel your leader, and you should understand some his feelings, some his ideas about you, about company, about all the things. Yeah, don't participate in politics. Be neutral. Say I do not understand all of the things. I do only my job with my team. We make great products, and so on. Don't be afraid to ask other guys for help. It's quite important for product managers, for growth of a product manager. Yeah, because you should understand how to delegate. You should understand how to find the right person in your team or outside your team. Yeah. Don't repeat the same mistakes. It's also one of the things afterward you can be fired. So if you make a mistake once, it's okay. Everyone make a mistake. Yeah, but if you make the same mistake like every week or every month, it can be strange for your leader. Are you so stupid to make the same mistake? It's really strange. So yeah, it's okay to make mistake once, but after that you should understand these mistakes and do not repeat it. Make other mistakes. It's okay. Yep. Do not make some risky promises, or that promises that should take a lot of resources of your team. Yeah, if you do not think that you can do it, maybe. Yep. Okay. For the sixth is really similar about asking for help. So trying to find where you can get additional help. Maybe some other team can help you and take some your task, or so some maybe you do not have like full-time designer, and the other designer can help you some with sharing time or something like this. It's it's a cool thing. Yeah, 7, I think it's a really useful skill for product managers. So it's about building a trust. So you should build on trust in your team. You should build trust with your leader. You should build trust with your customers, of course. So it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of you should have a quite nice soft skills to make this. Yeah, and yeah, it's a really important thing. Yeah, 8 is you should be a pusher. You should show a growth of your team, of your product metrics, of course. And 9 is about like be closer to money. So you should understand how your product make money, because some product managers don't understand. And they think, okay, I make some internal things in my product, and this product somehow make money for my company, and I do not care about this. And if your company will have some problems, maybe with cash flow, with other things, you will be the first guy who will be fired after this, because who understand how company gets money, who helps company to get money, because it's the business. Yeah, it's most important guys. It's most important product managers, and these guys get more things, more ideas, better project in your company. So please think about how to your company make money and how you can be closer to money making in your team. Yeah, so that's all. And if you have some questions or some, you can share your ideas or questions here. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's my sharings, because I saw a lot of product managers and saw a lot of mistakes in my career, in my team, and in different team. Yeah, in our community. Okay, so cool. Today we have discussed a lot of things, things about mistakes, about what should product managers do, and what should product managers don't into a company. So I want to say it personally, thanks to you.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting.
On our interview session. Thanks for your sharing.
And I also would like to thank the audience. Like, feel free to connect me over LinkedIn. Like, for any doubts and queries, like, I can guide you.
Cool. Yeah. So also, I think some our participants of our community also can send you some questions on something like this, and you also help them, because help is really important in our So sometimes you should get only one right answer on your questions, and then you started to get real growth in your team and into your career. Okay, so thanks everyone, and have a good weekend, because today is a Friday. Okay, guys, so see you next week, and bye bye. See you. Bye.
So thank you. Thanks a lot all.